Fact 50, the volcanic firing squad. Washington holds 5 dangerously active volcanoes: Mount Baker, Glacier Peak, Mount Rainier, Mount St. Helens, and Mount Adams, each capable of erupting and reshaping the Pacific Northwest in hours. Fact 49, Mount Rainier, the Glacier King. Mount Rainier, at 14,411 feet, holds more glacial ice than any U.S. peak outside Alaska. With 26 glaciers, it's a stunning frozen volcano, majestic, powerful, and potentially catastrophic. Fact 48, America's only continental rainforest. Believe it or not, Washington has one of the only temperate rainforests in the continental U.S. It's nestled on the Olympic Peninsula, and places like the Hoh Rainforest feel more like the Amazon than the Pacific Northwest. Fact 47, the desert next door. Now get this. Just a few hours east of that rainforest lies a legitimate desert. Eastern Washington gets less than 10 inches of rain a year. That means you can go from rainforest to desert in about 3 hours. It's like driving from Oregon to Arizona without crossing a state line. Fact 46, the volcano that exploded sideways. Mount St. Helens' 1980 eruption blasted sideways, not up, flattening 230 square miles and causing the largest landslide in recorded history. It redefined volcanic destruction in the most violent way possible. Fact 45, Glacier Peak, the hidden giant. Glacier Peak is Washington's most remote and underrated volcano, yet it's had more explosive eruptions than any other in the Cascades. Quietly dangerous, it's a sleeping giant most have never heard of. Fact 44, the Cascade Curtain. The Cascade Mountains create a climate split. Western Washington gets over 150 inches of rain annually, while Eastern Washington sees under 10. One mountain range, 2 completely different weather worlds. Fact 43, Olympic rainforest record. The Hoh Rainforest gets up to 180 inches of rain yearly, sometimes over 200, making it one of North America's wettest spots. It's not just damp, it's rainforest-soaked year-round. Fact 42, Mount Baker's Ice Age vibes. Mount Baker is another glacial giant. At 10,781 feet, it holds more ice than any volcano in the continental U.S. except Rainier. It looks like a massive ice cream cone that never melts, sitting peacefully, until it doesn't. Fact 41, the channeled scablands. Eastern Washington's landscape is wild, especially the channeled scablands. These bizarre formations were carved by the largest floods in Earth's history, when Ice Age Lake Missoula burst. Fact 40, Puget Sound's underwater mountains. Puget Sound isn't just a waterway, it's full of underwater mountains, valleys, and deep glacial carved canyons. Some areas dive over 900 feet deep. That's deeper than most inland lakes, and all carved by ancient ice. Fact 39, the Alpine Lakes Wonderland. Scattered across the Cascades are over 700 alpine lakes. That's more high-altitude lakes than Colorado and Montana combined. Each one looks like it belongs on a postcard. Fact 38, Mount Adams, the forgotten giant. Mount Adams stands at 12,280 feet, making it Washington's second highest peak. But it's so remote that many locals forget it even exists. Fact 37, Spokane's underground city. Beneath downtown Spokane lies a secret, an old tunnel network built in the early 1900s. Entire blocks are connected by underground passages and forgotten basements. It's like the city has a second layer waiting to be rediscovered. Fact 36, the Strait of Juan de Fuca. This waterway between Washington and Vancouver Island is one of only 3 straits on the U.S. Pacific coast. It acts like a natural superhighway for ships heading to Seattle. It's narrow, deep, and vital for trade. Fact 35, Washington's Sahara. The Columbia River Plateau isn't just dry, it has actual sand dunes, real ones. Some spots look more like Nevada than the Pacific Northwest, complete with wind-sculpted desert landscapes. Fact 34, rivers fed by glaciers. Washington has more glacier-fed rivers than any other state. Over 3,000 glaciers pour cold, clean water into creeks and rivers all across the state. It's some of the purest water anywhere, and there's a lot of it. Fact 33, the Evergreen State. Kind of. Washington is famously nicknamed the Evergreen State, and sure, 52% of it is forested. But most of eastern Washington is shrub steppe, bare, dusty, and dry. It's more Wyoming than rainforest. Fact 32. Mount St. Helens speed record. When Mount St. Helens erupted in 1980, the blast raced down the mountain at over 300 miles per hour. That's faster than most race cars. It wasn't just a volcanic eruption. It was a supersonic geological strike. Fact 31. Lake Chelan's hidden depth. Lake Chelan is so deep that its bottom sits 400 feet below sea level. It stretches 1,486 feet deep, making it one of the deepest lakes in the country. It's like a liquid skyscraper, flipped upside down. Fact 30. The Palouse Hills. The Palouse region features dreamy, rolling hills made entirely from wind-blown dust. They weren't formed by glaciers or volcanoes, just thousands of years of dust stacking up. It's beautiful, surreal, and completely natural. Fact 29. Buried by Mazama. About 7,700 years ago, Mount Mazama, now Crater Lake, erupted so violently it buried eastern Washington in volcanic ash. In some places, the ash was 6 feet deep. That history is still buried in the soil. Fact 28. Columbia River Gorge windsurfing. The Columbia River Gorge isn't just pretty, it's windy. Really windy. It funnels consistent 35+ miles per hour gusts that make it the windsurfing capital of North America. Riders from all over the world come here to catch air. Fact 27. Diablo Lake's alien glow. Diablo Lake in the North Cascades glows a surreal turquoise color. It's not photoshopped, it's glacial rock dust suspended in the water. It reflects light in a way that looks like it belongs on another planet. Fact 26. Mount Rainier's Lahar threat. Mount Rainier isn't just icy, it's risky. If it erupts, it could unleash lahars, or volcanic mudflows, that would reach Puget Sound in 45 minutes. Fact 25. Sequim's secret desert. On the Olympic Peninsula, yes, the rainforest part, there's a town called Sequim that sits in a rain shadow. It gets only 16 inches of rain a year, making it a desert microclimate surrounded by lush forests. Fact 24. Earthquake time bomb. Off the coast of Washington lies the Cascadia subduction zone. It's capable of unleashing a magnitude 9.0 earthquake and a massive tsunami. The last one hit in 1700, and it was powerful enough to be recorded in Japan. Fact 23. The Carbon River Rainforest. Mount Rainier is home to the only inland temperate rainforest in the continental U.S. It's a unique ecosystem that exists nowhere else on Earth, combining deep mossy forests with alpine landscapes. Fact 22. Connected volcanoes. Washington's volcanoes aren't isolated. They're part of the same magma plumbing system deep underground. When one erupts, the others can follow, sometimes within years, sometimes within decades. Fact 21. Snoqualmie Falls power. Snoqualmie Falls isn't just a tourist spot. It's one of the world's first commercial hydroelectric plants. It's been generating power since 1898. Water and electricity meet in dramatic fashion here. Fact 20. The Banana Belt. Parts of western Washington are so mild they're called the Banana Belt. Some towns rarely dip below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, even in the dead of winter. It's a slice of subtropical calm in an otherwise wild state. Fact 19. Mount Baker's snow record. Snow lovers, get this. Mount Baker holds the world record for snowfall in a single season. During the winter of 1998 to 1999, this mountain was buried under 1,140 inches of snow. Fact 18. The state of extreme contrasts. Washington is like nature's version of a theme park. Within a 4-hour drive, you can travel from temperate rainforest to alpine glacier, dip into a desert, then cross a volcanic field. Not many places can pack this kind of drama into a single state. Fact 17. Glacial origins of Puget Sound. Puget Sound didn't just show up. It was carved by glaciers over 3,000 feet thick. That's taller than the Space Needle. These slow-moving giants bulldozed valleys, sculpted islands, and left behind the dramatic geography seen today. Basically, the entire Seattle area is sitting on ancient icework. Fact 16. The Apple Empire. Washington grows 60% of America's apples, But here's the twist. Most of the orchards grow in near-desert conditions. How? Through one of the most advanced irrigation systems in the world. The Yakima Valley alone produces over 175,000 tons of apples every year by channeling water like Roman engineers. Fact 15. Sitting on the Ring of Fire. Washington sits squarely on the Pacific Ring of Fire, the same geological hotspot that connects Japan, Indonesia, and Chile. That means earthquakes, volcanoes, and geologic fireworks are all on the table. It's North America's natural hazard zone, complete with 3 million people living right in the blast radius. Fact 14. Olympic Peninsula's isolation. During the last ice age, the Olympic Peninsula was so isolated that unique species evolved in total isolation. Animals like the Olympic marmot exist nowhere else on Earth. Some subspecies of elk, black bear, and rare plants developed separately from their mainland cousins, creating a living lab of evolution. Fact 13. Mount St. Helens Natural Laboratory. The 1980 blast zone around Mount St. Helens became one of the most important ecological research sites on Earth. Scientists now use it to study how life returns to sterilized landscapes, from bacteria to bears. It's a front-row seat to how Earth recovers from destruction. Fact 12. Methow Valley's sunny secret. Despite being in the rainy state, the Methow Valley in north-central Washington gets 300-plus days of sunshine a year, more than Phoenix, Arizona. Thanks to a perfect rain shadow, it enjoys a high-elevation, sunny climate more like Colorado than the Pacific Northwest. Fact 11. Tsunamis from the past. Washington's coast has been rocked by massive tsunamis. The last one, in 1700, was so massive that it was recorded in Japan as an orphan tsunami, because the earthquake that caused it happened thousands of miles away. The wave hit with no warning. Geological evidence still marks the impact today. Fact 10. The Cascade Volcanic Arc. The Cascade Range packs over 13 major volcanoes, plus dozens of smaller ones. It's one of the most concentrated volcanic regions in North America. They form a fiery spine from British Columbia to California, and Washington sits right in the hot seat. Fact 9. Spokane's Whitewater Rapids. Spokane has a wild secret. Real whitewater rapids running straight through downtown. These urban rapids are completely natural and entirely unique. It's one of the only major cities in the U.S. where you can kayak Class 3 rapids just steps from the business district. Fact 8. The Grand Coulee. Eastern Washington is home to the Grand Coulee, one of North America's largest canyons. It stretches 50 miles long and plunges 900 feet deep. Carved by the same Ice Age floods that shaped the Scablands, it's a geological monster hiding in plain sight. Fact 7. Mount Rainier's volcanic clock. Mount Rainier typically erupts every 500 to 1,000 years. The last major eruption was about 1,000 years ago. In geological terms, that means it's right on schedule. And when it goes, it won't be a light show. It'll be a major event. Fact 6. Rain shadow complexity. The Olympic Mountains don't create just one rain shadow. They create several. Some areas, like the western slopes, get over 200 inches of rain annually. Fact 5. The San Juan Islands' true identity. The San Juan Islands aren't just pretty, they're geological illusions. What looks like a collection of islands is actually the tops of drowned mountain peaks, submerged by rising sea levels after the last ice age. So you're not sailing past islands, you're gliding over ancient summits. Fact 4. Yakima's Desert Oasis. The Yakima Valley, located in high desert country, somehow manages to produce 75% of America's hops. Yes, beer lovers owe a lot to this place. It thrives solely because of an elaborate irrigation system that turns dusty desert into lush farmland. Fact 3. Glacier Central. Washington is home to over 3,000 glaciers, more than any state except Alaska. These frozen rivers feed rivers and lakes all across the Pacific Northwest, providing fresh water, supporting salmon ecosystems, and shaping the land as they slowly move. Fact 2. Land of geological extremes. Volcanoes, rainforests, deserts, glaciers, earthquake faults, and tsunami zones. Washington has it all, packed into one epic natural playground. Fact 1. Mount Rainier's dominance. And finally, Mount Rainier takes the crown as the most topographically prominent mountain in the continental U.S. Rising dramatically from near sea level, it can be seen from over 100 miles away. It creates its own weather and dominates the skyline like a giant watching over the state. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and comment your favorite fact. Want another state next? Let us know. New York is up soon. Hit the bell and stay curious.